Welcome to the Weekday Report for Thursday, April 3rd. I'm Jeffrey Zampanti. Here's a brief look at the news. The country's second largest bottled water manufacturer announced plans Wednesday to build and operate a $56 million plant in Pleasant Prairie. Niagara Bottling's 377,000 square foot facility will be located in Lakeview Corporate Park and will employ 40 people to begin with. Village Administrator Michael Polikoff said that number could grow to 75 as the company expands. Kenosha County Executive Jim Cruiser said the county was on the Niagara's shortlist of 4 possible sites for the project. He said the county has offered up to $205,000 in development aid. Those traveling on Highway 50 near I-94 might want to plan ahead, as a construction project began this week widening the road from 4 lanes to 6. All eastbound lanes between 104th and 130th Avenues are closed along the on-ramp to southbound I-94 and the exit ramp from northbound 94. The entire $14.5 million project is scheduled to be completed by October 31st. A vigil was held Wednesday night in downtown Racine to reflect on the life of 21-year-old Dulandon Ratliff, who died from a gunshot wound Saturday in the 300 block of Main Street. The Bradford High School graduate made an impact on many with his personality and as a talented Kenosha barber. 33-year-old Christopher Brown of Racine has been charged with first-degree reckless homicide in connection with the shooting. A Bristol teenager brought 2 armed men along to collect $40 from someone on Saturday, police say. Officers were called to the 5900 block of 10th Avenue at 9:50 p.m. for a reported home invasion. They found 5 people at the apartment, including one with a knife wound in his side and several other injuries. Jessica L. Johnson, who turned 18 on Sunday, was arrested and charged with burglary, attempted armed robbery, recklessly endangering safety, and substantial battery, as were 22-year-old Taylor Oliver and 25-year-old Dustin J. Dale, both Bristol residents. About 15% of Kenosha County residents turned out for Tuesday's election. That's in line with local officials' projections. Countywide, 16,728 ballots were cast. There were more than 109,000 eligible voters in Kenosha County. Carthage men's volleyball rolled over Lakeland College Wednesday night. Dave Marin has the story.
This serve by number 5 Kevin Farrell, which resulted in a point, enabled the Carthage College men's volleyball team to get off to a good start against Lakeland on Wednesday night. The nationally ranked Redmen wound up sweeping Lakeland 30-28, 25-19, 25-15 in a CVC West match at Tarbell Arena. Carthage is 8-0 in the CVC West. David Marin, Kenosha News.
What's trending today? A new report shows unemployment in Kenosha County ticked up slightly in February to 7.7%, but it's still better than the 9% rate a year ago. What's your personal outlook? Have you found a job recently? Tell us on our Facebook page. Up next are Brian Sharkey and Liz Snyder with some Get Out entertainment ideas.
Hi, I'm Brian Sharkey.
And I'm Liz Snyder with your entertainment news. This week is a very busy one for local stages.
That's right.
Yep.
Students at All Saints Catholic School are performing the musical Godspell at the St. Elizabeth Gymnasium.
The cast features 20 middle school students singing the score's familiar tunes.
Songs from the 1950s then are heard in the Taffetas at Indian Trail High School.
And that show is about singing sisters from Muncie, Indiana, and it features 16 girls from 4 local high schools.
And then the Racine Theater Guild is producing the true life story, The Miracle Worker, about Helen Keller's early life.
And then looking ahead to April 10th is the Broadway musical South Pacific opening at Christian Life School.
That's a lot of theater.
It is.
The Kenosha Symphony is leaping into the new season with its Sound of Spring concert Saturday night.
Also Saturday is a band festival at Wilmot High School featuring students from Western Kenosha County schools.
And the big news at movie theaters this weekend is the return of Captain America in a new adventure.
For all these stories, plus a preview of Saturday's Spring Art event at the Kenosha Public Museum, see Friday's Get Out Entertainment section.
I'm Brian Sharkey.
I'm Liz Snyder.
Get out and have some fun.
Thanks, Brian and Liz. Now here's a look at what we're working on today. Terry Flores has a look at this year's Mahone Scholars to be celebrated at a gala on Saturday. And James Lawson has a feature on a local developer who's created a new online real estate database. Pick up a copy of the Kenosha News and check KenoshaNews.com for all the details on these stories and more. I'm Jeffrey Zampanti with the Weekday Report.